our boy. He went from fighting Errol Spence to Shawn Porter to, I don't even know. They gave him 3 options. I was like, what is going on with Terence Crawford?
Oh.
The 3 options to fight now is...
I'm disgusted.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted.
It's pretty bad.
So the criticism, we've talked about it before. The criticism of Terence Crawford, fair or unfair, I think it's fair, is that he hasn't fought somebody that is an established top guy currently at 147.
I got you.
Not Kell Brooks shot.
Yeah. And you fight guys like that are just coming up from 40 or that have kind of been around. Jeff Warren is one where it's like, okay, like more power to you. But so yeah, the 3 guys were Pro Grace, Josh Taylor, and Zepeda.
Yeah, I remember you saying
who like didn't even look good against our guy. Shout out to hard work Hank Lundy. But like, I don't know, and you don't need to speak on from a friend angle. I don't know what Bud's mindset is right now, because there are guys we just talked about, Pacquiao and Donaire. Those guys are like, I want legacy fights. I want to beat these guys. If Bud's thinking that ain't it. None of those 3 guys. That ain't it. If he's just thinking, I'm a champion, I'll beat guys they're put in front of me, get a decent little check, keep showing that I'm a pound for pound fighter, cool. Fight these guys. Where do you think he's at? Do you think he is kind of looking to challenge himself, or not challenge? Because those guys are, I don't want to disrespect those guys. Those guys are challenges, but they're not established guys at 47.
They're not the top 5.
Or even guys at 47. None of those 3 guys are at 47. They're all at 40.
I gotta wonder if his contract is in his way, and I'm speaking on that because
I think Bob is a big.
I didn't say Bob.
Yeah.
I said the contract.
Anthony and Carson.
Bob.
The Dudley boys.
Now we know who did the contract. We don't know
Yeah.
But I got a feeling that the contract is in the way of Bud doing what he wants to do. Y'all haven't seen me in the ring because I really wanted to get the fight with Bud.
Yeah.
Y'all haven't seen me in the ring because for whatever reason I can't get that fight. Whatever reason I couldn't get the Errol Spence. I'm not willing to get in the ring with Zepeda. I'm not willing to get in the ring with Pro Grace. No disrespect to any of those guys, but I'm looking at getting in the ring with the elite.
You dare to be great,
because that's where I've been, and that's where I consider myself to be. And I'm no disrespect to any of those guys.
Yeah.
Josh Taylor just did his thing.
I mean, completely unified.
Yeah. But I just got a feeling that, and I don't know his business, but that's just my feeling. My hunch is that the business for Bud is in the way, and to go further, not just the business of boxing where depending on what side of the street, but literally his contract I feel is in the way. So something a lot of people don't know. If I don't want to do what the contract says, you get put on the shelf. I know a lot of people have heard that term, but you just Boo-Boo went through that for a long time. It was like, I'm on the shelf. All right, there's nothing I can do. I'm gonna do it, you know. And I just got a feeling that that's the situation that's going on with Bud. So Bud, pick up the phone, boss. Yeah. I've been hitting you.
Yeah. Another funny thing to think of real quick before you. So Josh Taylor unified the division. They said all the belts. Then one of you boxing fans, tell me, how does Barrios have a belt in that division? WBA. Slap yourselves.
Hey, shit starter.
Yeah.
If he finally gets an elite fight, with Shawn Porter, Errol Spence, or Pacquiao and Spence, possibly he could get knocked out.
Yeah.
Porter, he could lose 8-4.
He's not gonna get knocked out.
Porter, he possibly could get knocked out, but I'm saying most likely Shawn.
Why'd you dap me up?
I don't know.
Don't dap me up.
No. I'm just being real. Possibly Shawn
back out there.
Yeah. Possibly Shawn can knock him out. Possibly Shawn can knock him out, but most likely Shawn dominates 8-4.
Sure.
And this is I'm just saying, worst case scenario, fans, because definitely he can knock all 3 of those out. I understand he can dominate all those
Go back to episode 2. You know my prediction.
Yeah, I'm just saying, what if he goes in those fights and that happens?
Yeah.
Is his whole career overrated? It's like all of it's a waste because you finally fought somebody and you lose once you fight the top 5?
I had a conversation with Tim Bradley. I don't know if I told y'all this. When we were promoting Wilder Fury 2 out here. Man, why don't you, he need a dance partner. Why don't you get in the ring with Bud? I said, man, I
want to.
I like the fight with Bud.
Yeah.
I said, but I can't be the first guy that he fights at 147. I said, 2 things are going to happen. I said, if I beat him, everybody's gonna say that he wasn't who he is, and I believe him to be who he is.
Yeah.
I said, if it's a tough fight for him, everybody's gonna be saying that he's not on the level. Yeah. I said, I would rather him fight somebody else who's at the top at 147 first, so that he can kind of solidify who he is, and then I'll get in the ring with him. Champ, that ain't your job. Your job ain't you. This is a business.
You know how much I hate. You know how much I hate agreeing with Timothy Bradley, but I do in this case.
He said, that ain't your job.
Yeah.
He said you can't be concerned about him and what you got to be concerned about yourself.
Yeah.
And you got to be concerned about what's best for your career.
Yeah.
And he said that fight with him is the best. I said I agree. I said I don't know if we'll get it, but I'm letting you know that's how I feel. I feel like I don't really want to be the first guy at 147 that he gets in the ring with. That's that true 47, because I just feel like it'll be a bad mark on his career, and people won't allow him to move beyond that.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Man, I hear what you're saying, but you got to go for that."
Yeah.
I was like, all right. And so to Bud, I think I went at it the wrong way. I've said publicly that, we were going to fight, that we would have a conversation, so on and so forth. And I think that, I've said this now in multiple interviews, that I kind of said some things publicly that probably I should have took to him instead. This is the public apology of apologies, because I've done it before, but I hit him up a few times just with the, hey, what's up, how you doing type thing, and I haven't heard back. So you hear this boss just reaching out to say what's up.
And I understand what you're saying from a friend's perspective, but also, like, I understand going about the friend way, but, like, if you want the fight and it doesn't happen, then it's not the friend way. Then it's a, hey, I'm a boxer, you're a boxer.
Yeah.
It makes sense for both of us.
Yeah.
One guy, to go to Ant's point, I don't know if it, like, completely invalidates him. It definitely is a huge mark on his career at 147.
Or is he Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia?
What if he fought Danny Garcia?
I don't give a damn.
I don't think a lot of people would care about that fight.
No,
that's actually
probably not.
He cares about or cared about, but I don't even know if he cares about that one.
He could fight Danny Garcia and then fight Mikey 2 weeks later.
Dang
it! I hate to say that about Mikey.
I don't know. I don't know if it's to that extent, because he has at least one.
Thinking about this earlier, I'm cutting you off.
Yeah.
I feel like NUA is right now is where Mikey Garcia was for a long time, where he was just running over cats and he was doing this thug thizzle. Not to say that he ain't who he is. I really do believe NUA to be who he is, but I had that thought earlier. Like, once upon a time, we was looking at Mikey Garcia the same way we look at NUA
He
now.
just got to go back to 135.
I don't know. I think Bud, and not to turn it into the Terence Crawford podcast, but yeah, I think he needs the win. I mean, it's if from a legacy perspective, from if I'm going on putting on my boxing fan visor, he needs it. Otherwise, what have you really done at 147? Mm-hmm. Understand? People say, "Oh, he beat Kell Brook, he beat Shawn." Yeah, that wasn't the same Kell Brook that beat Shawn. I assure you. Mm-hmm. It's just he needs the win for legacy. I don't know if, like you said, if his contract's holding that up, if it's just he doesn't care enough to try to not fight the contract, but like there are ways you can get around certain things.
Yeah.
So if you want, we always talk about like fights, and Eddie Hearn says this. He's like, if somebody wants the fight will happen. Like if Eddie Hearn's like, if a fighter comes to me and he says, "Hey, bump everybody else, I want to fight this guy," he's like, the fight will happen. That's just how it works. I work for the fighter. And so I think if it got to the point where Bud was desperate and was like, I need a top guy at 47, whether it's you, whether it's Errol, whether it's Ugas, any of those guys, I think it would happen. I don't know.
It has to be pushed from both sides, though. Shawn can't push from his side, and he ain't pushing the same from his side.
And that's kind of why, like when Shawn said his whole piece about the friend angle, like we tried that, you didn't show any interest. You kind of floated interest. Like,
because
you didn't come out of the gate like, yo, let's fight right now.
Yeah, because it felt like I'm going after Earl. I'm going after Manny. Yeah. Okay, those don't work out. I'm coming to get you, Shawn. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
And then also into Bud, there was a little Twitter back and forth like, yo, I'm working on something. Well, clearly you're not, because you still haven't fought. You still don't have a fight announcement. So it's like, you weren't really working on anything. But
hey, listen. To the point of the contract, maybe he's been working on that.
Maybe.
So maybe.
Hopefully, I don't know.
Listen,
I we all like Bud too. So I mean, I hope he gets one of those.
If I say this, will we get in trouble for tampering?
Oh,
I don't think the NBA rules work.
Come on this side of the street, baby. Yeah. You get you some fights over here.
Yeah, man. Plenty of welterweights over here.
Yeah. Hey, buy yourself out the contract. I got $50 on you.
I got 10.
Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what you saw, because I know you did. What you need to do now, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit that notification button. Check us out every week, every Tuesday. Something new for you right here on the Porterweight Podcast.